In the headlines, 2 killed, others injured as Katsina community. JAMB suspends law program of 8 Nigerian universities. PDP governors plan summit as leaders exchange blows at the Board of Trustees meeting. And on the foreign scene, plane carrying 64 collides with helicopter crashes in Washington. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. And now to the news. Suspected bandits on Wednesday morning killed 2 people in Zaka district of Safana local government area of Katsina State on Wednesday. Residents of the area who preferred anonymity told Trust TV News in Katsina that the victims were heading to Bakiyawa local markets from Zaka town. Zubairu Sani and Abubakar Abdullahi were shot by the suspected bandits when they attempted to escape being kidnapped. In the same vein, another passerby was seriously wounded by the suspected bandits and is currently receiving medical attention at a hospital in Katsina. Though there is no official statement from security agencies in Katsina, residents, especially those living in rural communities, are appealing to the government to deploy more security operatives to communities that are prone to attacks. Now moving on, tension gripped Ote-Owe community in Isoko North local government area of Delta State on Wednesday after an alleged internet fraudster, popularly known as a Yahoo boy, was lynched by an angry mob for reportedly beheading a woman for ritual purpose. Eyewitnesses said the suspect, identified as 37-year-old Oganero, was caught after allegedly killing the woman known as Oshomirara on her farm. He was seen returning from the bush carrying a polythene bag dripping with blood, but no one suspected foul play until the woman's headless body was discovered. The video showed the suspect pleading for forgiveness while struggling for his life before he was set ablaze. Local vigilantes and youth reportedly traced him to his house where they found the severed head of the victim. He was then shot in both legs as he attempted to escape before being burnt alive by the mob. Confirming the incident, the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Edafi Bright, said security operatives had been deployed to the area to prevent further violence. Now moving on, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has suspended admission into law program of 8 Nigerian universities from 2025-2026 academic session. Spokesman of JAMB, Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday. Benjamin said the decision was taken following the suspensions of the Bachelor Law program by the Council of Legal Education for the 2025-2026 academic session at the said universities. The affected universities are Kwara State University, Malate Ilori, Kwara State; Bingham University, Karu, Nasarawa State; Redeemers University, Ede, Osun State; Western Delta University, Ogara, Delta State. Others include Taraba State University, Arthur Jarvis University, Akbabuyu, Cross River State; Alex Ekweme Federal University, Ndufo Alike Uko, Ebonyi State; and the Nigerian Police Academy, Wudil, Kano State. The statement clarified that the suspension of the law program at the Nigerian Police Academy, Wudil, Kano State would last for 2 academic sessions, specifically the 2025-2026 and 2026-2027 sessions respectively. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has stepped into the escalating crisis over the party's secretaryship, a dispute that continues to fracture the main opposition. At his 79th meeting on Wednesday, the BOT established a committee to engage the warring factions and seek an amicable resolution to the matter currently before the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, The board also took a hard swipe at the Tinubu's administration over its handling of national affairs. Trust TV's Shafi Suleiman reports.
Political tension reached a boiling point as thugs stormed the PDP secretariat, blocking Sunday Ude Okoye, the appeal court recognized national secretary, from attending the crucial BOT meeting just moments before it began. But behind closed doors and under heavy security, the PDP Board of Trustees, led by Senator Adalpos Wabara, meticulously dissected the crisis and arrived at key resolutions.
In the effort to resolve the current crisis over the position of the National Secretary of the party, which is presently before the court, or courts, if you may, the Board of Trustees set up a committee led by Barrister Tanimu Turaki, SAN, to interface with the parties, study the situation, and report to the board for further action.
The meeting, attended by embattled National Secretary Senator Samuel Anyang, concluded with assurances from Acting National Chairman Ambassador Ilya Damagun that the much-anticipated NEC meeting set for February 28 will proceed as planned. The BOT also voiced deep concerns over the Tinubu administration's handling of the nation's economic turmoil.
The Board of Trustees demands that the APC administration immediately rescinds all its anti-people policies and takes urgent steps to stimulate the productive sector, create jobs, and revamp the ailing economy.
Yet, beyond the battle for party leadership, another storm looms. The appeal court ruling affirming Sunday Ude Okoye as the rightful national secretary, a decision now challenged by Senator Anyang. With factional struggles mounting, the PDP's survival as Nigeria's main opposition party hangs in the balance. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Women in Jigawa State's agricultural sector say they contribute significantly to the state's economic development despite facing numerous challenges occasioned by low government interventions in the area of agricultural inputs. The women, who criticized the low allocation of funds to the sector in Nigeria's budget, said such allocations is inadequate to support smallholder farmers' needs and called on the government to set aside a certain percentage of interventions specifically for women farmers. Trust TV's Ali Rabiu filed in the story as presented from our studios.
According to the Jigawa State Secretary of the Small-Scale Women Farmers Organization in Nigeria, Malama Ramatu Dahiru, women farmers play a crucial role in the state's agricultural landscape, but lack access to necessary resources and information. Ramatu highlighted that women farmers have different groups, include crop producers, livestock rearers, poultry farmers, and fish farmers. She also listed women groundnut oil processors, women rice millers, and women neem oil and fertilizer cooperatives. Ramatu maintained that despite their contributions, women farmers face challenges including lack of access to finance, training, markets, and modern technology. The Northwest Coordinator of the Nigerian Women in Agricultural Business Cooperative Society, Hajia Balarab Abdullahi, emphasized that women and youth participation in Jigawa's agribusiness is crucial for the state's economic growth and development. She noted that women account for about 60% of the agricultural workforce in Nigeria, but face hurdles including lack of access to finance, training, and markets.
My call to Jigawa State government, the present administration is doing a great job in the agricultural sector. No doubt about it. There should be a kind of inclusion in whatever intervention they are giving out. There should be an inclusion. Women should be included, especially those at the grassroots level. They should feel the impact of the programs and policies that the government is putting in place. in order to develop agriculture in the state. Jigawa is blessed. Jigawa have a lot of potentials. Jigawa, as I'm speaking to you, Jigawa, I think Jigawa is #1 in hibiscus farming in the whole of Nigeria.
The National Treasurer, Small Scale Women Farmers Organization in Nigeria, Petunia Authority (KEFAS), stated that Nigeria loses an estimated 3.5 trillion naira annually to post-harvest losses, hindering the country's food security and economic development. KEFAS said they are advocating for increased funding for the agricultural sector, especially for small-scale women farmers, while also providing training and support to enhance their productivity and income.
I want to appreciate the federal government and the state government for what they have done in Jigawa. In fact, it's incredible, and we are really grateful that. So I want to call for them also. Let them not relent in doing what they have been doing. Let them increase, just like Oliver Twist, we've been asking for more, so that every community, every ward, our women farmers, they will get something. Despite our challenges, maybe in communication, we can come down to their level, even in Hausa, we will talk to the government, and the government, they will give us. In the local government, they can help us.
Deputy Director, Agri Services at the Jigawa State Ministry of Agriculture, Bashir Musa, acknowledged women's significant contributions to crop production despite facing challenges, and advised women to continue advocating for their rights to access necessary resources. Overall, stakeholders say women in Jigawa State's agricultural sector are playing a vital role in promoting the interests of small-scale women farmers, hence the need for policies and programs that support their empowerment and economic development.
Operatives of the Ogun 1 Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) Idiroko have handed over 1,625 parcels of intercepted cannabis sativa to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) as part of their ongoing crackdown on illicit drug trafficking. The sized contraband include 780 coconut-sized, 225 book-sized, and 160 bird-sized parcels, all intercepted through intelligence-driven operations along various cross-border routes under the command. In a formal handover ceremony at the NCS Century Quarters, Idiroko, the narcotic commander of NDLEA Idiroko Special Area Command, Adeyeye Olusegun, received the parcels in the spirit of inter-agency collaboration. Addressing journalists, Custom Area Commander for Ogun 1 Command Comptroller Mohammed Shoaibu reaffirmed the agency's commitment to eradicating smuggling and protecting national security. He urged the public to support the fight by providing timely and credible information to aid law enforcement in combating smuggling and other economic crimes.
I am pleased to inform you that from January 1 to 27 January 2027, the command recorded significant seizures. These seizures include 2,002 bags of smuggled rice weighing 50 kg each, 6,180 pieces of cutlasses, 6,375 liters of PMS, among others. The intercepted items during this period bring the total duty paid value, that's ZPV, to 77,476,105. These seizures reflect our relentless efforts to curtail smuggling activities and enforce compliance with customs regulations. As part of our interagency collaboration, we are handing over intercepted parcels of cannabis sativa to the commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA).
This is news update coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at how animal owners in Gombe State identify stolen animals as police nab suspected thieves. More to come right after the break. Do stay. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. 2 killed, others injured in Katsina communities. JAMB suspends law program of 8 Nigerian universities. Now moving on, the Jigawa State Government, in collaboration with the National Cash Transfer Office and the State's Cash Transfer Unit, has commenced the distribution of automated teller machine cards to 23,000 beneficiaries across the state. The initiative, part of President Tinubu's Renewed Hope initiative, aims to support financially vulnerable citizens, with each beneficiary receiving a total of 75,000 naira disbursed as 25,000 naira per month over 3 months directly into their designated bank accounts. The report.
Governor Namadi praised President Tinubu for launching the initiative, emphasizing its role in alleviating poverty, reducing unemployment, and improving living standards in Jigawa State. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to complementing federal government programs for sustainable development.
We have witnessed the launching of the cash transfer by the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This cash transfer is a cash transfer that has reflected the economic situation of this country. Earlier on, the cash transfer, the highest was 20,000 naira. Today, we have seen beneficiaries that are supposed to get up to 75,000 naira. Each and every beneficiary will get 75,000 naira, and about 23,000 beneficiaries will benefit in Jigawa State. This is something that will definitely improve economic activity, that will improve the livelihood of our people in Jigawa State.
Other speakers at the event highlighted how Jigawa's alignment with national policies is driving positive transformation across the state.
This program is very important to us, particularly the people of Jigawa State. Looking at the World Bank indices that show that Jigawa State is one of the poorest states in Nigeria. So in trying of the federal government to at least bring up people out of poverty, that is why the present administration come back with this program in order to at least help poor and vulnerable households. So as you could see, we have a number of beneficiaries that are going to receive their ATM cards, which one some are credited with 25,000 naira, some 50,000, some 75. So it's a program that's launched by his present administration in order to at least help the poorest people among the society.
The distribution of ATM cards will continue until all 23,000 beneficiaries have received theirs, ensuring seamless access to their financial aid. In total, 575 million naira will be disbursed through this program to support citizens in need.
Animal owners in Gombe State have been identifying their stolen livestock at the Pindiga division of the Nigerian Police Force in Akoko local government area. This follows the arrest of 2 suspects last week by the personnel of the Gombe State Police Command, who recovered dozens of animals and urged animal owners to be vigilant as livestock theft is on the rise. Hassan Koli reports.
85 recovered animals are currently being held at the Pindiga Police Division, while investigations and the identification process continue. On Wednesday, individuals who had reported stolen animals besieged the station in a bid to identify and hopefully recover their animals. Police say the suspects were apprehended while attempting to flee with the stolen livestock, which had been taken from various villages across Gombe State.
That is the suspect Abdul Qadir and Ibrahim Saidu, were intercepted by one Yahya Muhammad M, a member of Hunters Group attached to Tulmi. So he intercepted these about six of them with goats and sheep that along that cattle routes. While questioning these suspects, they could not give a reasonable account of the said animals or the said sheep and goats. However, during the course of investigation, it was discovered that those animals were 85 in numbers, where we have 28 sheep, then 57 goats. The case is still under investigation, And there are a good number of people that are coming off or coming to the station to claim the ownership, whereby we have 4 individuals now.
One of the suspects confessed that he was hired by his boss to have the stolen animals with the promise of a large reward.
Na ɗauko dabbobi kuma an ɗauko an bani. An ce in taho da su tsira da su.
I knew these animals, about 50 of them, were stolen. Nevertheless, I moved them from Kwame to Akko with the intention of having them. He promised to pay me because I used to care for his cattle. I even protected the animals when we were stopped by security operatives. Many of the claimants acknowledged that their own negligence contributed to the loss of their animals. However, they praised the police for recovering the livestock and urged fellow animal owners to be more vigilant. I sent the animals out without a herder, and they never returned. I was very worried and informed the community. I have identified 4 of my animals so far. I urge other animal owners to be careful, and I commend the police for their efforts in recovering our stolen livestock.
I was mourning my husband's death when I realized my animals were missing. We searched everywhere but couldn't find them. When I heard that some animals had been intercepted from suspected thieves, I came here and thank God I identified 6 of them. Now that I'm getting them back, I will never let this happen again.
As the identification process continues, police are urging residents to be vigilant and have assured them of their commitment to protecting lives and property. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Leaders of the Lake Chad region and some partner organizations have pledged to ensure stability of peace and socio-economic resilience in the region. They stated this at the 5th edition of the Lake Chad Governors Forum held in Maiduguri with the theme, Rebuilding the Lake Chad, Consolidating Gains, Commitment to Peace, Cross-Border Cooperation, Security and Sustainable Development for a Resilient Community. It was hosted by the Yobe State Government. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu was represented by his vice, Kashim Shettima, blamed the challenges of the region to non-state actors who exploit weak borders, poor governance and fragile economies. He called for a multifaceted approach to address the root causes of insurgency, poverty, inequality and lack of opportunities for youths. Other leaders pointed out that the forum is crucial in ending the challenges of the region, hence the need for commitment. And now to the foreign scene. A U.S. passenger jet carrying 64 people on Wednesday crashed into Washington's Potomac River after colliding mid-air with a military helicopter on a night training exercise, prompting a desperate search for survivors in the dark near freezing water. The plane was approaching Reagan National Airport at around 9 p.m. after flying from Wichita, Kansas, when the collision happened. American Airlines, whose subsidiary PSA Airlines operated the Bombay original jet, said there were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board the aircraft. The U.S. Army officials said the helicopter involved was a Black Hawk carrying 3 soldiers whose status are currently unknown. Washington police said there is no confirmed information on casualties at the time of this report. However, a massive search and rescue operation was in progress, with divers visible in the glare of powerful light as they plunged into the snow-lined Potomac to score the wreckage of both aircraft.
It appears to have collided with a military aircraft on approach. Flight 5342 was under the command of 4 crew members and carried 60 passengers for a total of 64 people on board. We are actively working with local, state, and federal authorities on emergency response efforts, and the American Airlines care team has been activated to assist our passengers and their families. We're cooperating fully with the National Transportation Safety Board in its investigation and will continue to provide all the information we can. Our cooperation is without pause, and we want to learn everything we can about today's events. That work will take time, but anything we can do now, we're doing. And right now, that means focusing on taking care of all passengers and crew involved, as well as their families. Members of our GO team will be on their way to Washington, D.C., and I'll be heading there shortly as well.
And in sports, Ikorodu City produced a brilliant performance to defeat Kano Pillars 4-1 in the dominant NPFL Match Day 21 encounter, with standout contributions from Shola Adeleni, Harrison Austin and Ayomide Cole. The victory propelled Ikorodu City into the top 5 as they continue to push for a strong finish this season. The Oga boys wasted no time asserting the dominance with Shola Adelani, opening the scoring in the 3rd minute. Other goals came in the 20th, 54th and 73rd minutes, while Kano Pillars' only goal came in the 37th minute. With the emphatic win, Ikorodu City took to build momentum as they chased higher honors in the MPFL, while Kano Pillars will have to regroup after a tough defeat. Remo Stars go top once again, with Rivers United and Shooting Stars just behind them, as Ikorodu City move into top 5. With that, we've come to the end of News Update on Travel TV. Do not forget you can follow us across all our social media platforms and also join our live stream on YouTube for more news, programs and documentaries. Thank you for watching. My name is Lilian Ogazi. Bye for now.